Well, good morning, y'all. My name is Joe. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, we appreciate you coming along with us. We have a lot of chores to do today, and it has been nuclear hot here in Middle Tennessee. So we're gonna go and get started, real early. The family's still asleep, but we're gonna get started because it's gonna get to like 105, 110 heat index today, and we have a lot of chores to do. So first chore we're gonna do is we are going to get out there, pick some blackberries, wild blackberries, right here in the hedgerow. You'll see, we have them everywhere. Honeysuckle, wild blackberries, and we're gonna, at the end of this video, make a blackberry cobbler. My daughter Lila's gonna show you how to do that. We're also going to fix the roof on my barn behind me. It's flapping and flapping with the wind, so that has to get fixed. And then my in-laws camper is actually here. I went and picked that up from Chattanooga when I was in Atlanta not too long ago, and it just needs to be cleaned up. There's a story behind all that. It's a very nice camper. I'm excited to show that to you. It's not ours, it's my in-laws, but we're gonna do kind of an active service, get that cleaned up for them. I think we're gonna do all the chores that are gonna be heat sensitive first, and then we're gonna get out there, get that camper done. In the end of the video, we'll probably go ahead and show you how we make that blackberry cobbler, because we'll be inside in the air conditioning doing that, because it has been a scorcher in Tennessee. I'm telling you, spring and fall are why you absolutely love to live in Tennessee. It's that summer makes you wish you lived in like Alaska or Montana or someplace else, because it is hot. So we're gonna get to work. Lots of chores to do. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate you coming along. And without further ado, let's get to work done. So red berries. There's the black ones.
So this is basically, nature's so cool. This is basically a gift from the birds. So this is a fence line on our property, and all over this this part of the farm, there's these wild blackberries, and they are so delicious. They're also so thorny.
All right, so right here you can see where they're red initially, and they start to turn black when they ripen. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool. And truthfully, I mean, there are countless gallons of blackberries up here. I mean, we could spend days and days and days doing this, but we're gonna do it. Get a nice little batch of them here, and then let Lila go to town. She's our resident cobbler maker. She uses an easy cobbler recipe that was my grandmother's. And anyway, it's just a sweet thing that we've been able to do to remember her. She was a special, special lady.
It just so happens to be a massive deer trail right here, right next to where all these berries are, and you can see there's a whole bunch of berries right here. So the deer are probably just coming through here and enjoying these berries as they walk through that little tunnel.
Yep.
It's also a little snaky out this time of year, so trying to make sure we avoid our friend the copperhead.
You're a snake, you should go.
All right, we're gonna see if we can't ride up the hill a little bit. These are everywhere. We're gonna see if we can't find a spot that has a few more that are a little bit more ripe and maybe more accessible, so we don't keep beating our hands up. I got stung yesterday by a wasp. I don't know if you can see how chubby that hand looks, but children's Benadryl last night. That was awesome. Oh. So we're gonna ride up the hill a little bit, see if we can't find some that are, like I said, maybe a little bit more accessible, maybe a little bit more of a treasure trove of ripe blackberries. So far we've got a pretty good bounty though. It's a decent place to stop. Let's see. There's some good ones right here, Holly. What do you say we sample these things? There's one right there. Well,
They're so good.
pretty strong. No pesticides. Like, this is just the exact way nature intended it. I'm gonna walk up here a little bit, see if I can't find some more. There's a little bit out of reach, and again, not trying to be a wimp here, but this is snake season, tick season. We're not trying to have a bunch of tick diseases. Oh, I think I may have found the mother lode. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Found a good spot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gosh, look back there.
I know.
Look back there. Those look amazing.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, deer are lazy. They're a lot like humans. They're going to find the easiest way. Just lay right there and reach up and eat some berries when you're hungry.
I like it.
Listen, Mr. B, you got plenty over here, okay? You don't need to be greedy. Whew. That's a nice little stalk of them.
Oh, yeah.
We have the red one for the birds. Okay, that should be enough. I think we've got a pretty good amount of blackberries here to make a cobbler tonight and give you all some footage of Lila doing that. Lila doesn't love the camera being on YouTube, but I think she'll make an exception for us making a cobbler. But I have a bunch of other things to do today. My in-laws camper is actually here. I brought that here from Chattanooga, and we're gonna get that thing cleaned up. And then I also have to fix a roof on the garage where, you know, it seems like all the structures out here just kind of falling apart, and the roof is folding up on this one. So got to see if I can't secure that before eventually it gets replaced. But lots more to do today, so let's get to work. And do you think you can grab that side? This actually works pretty well.
I like it.
Potentially more fasteners. Oh yeah, this roof is looking good. Whoever put this roof on, put it on with ring shank nails and not screws. There we go. A nice little bite. Nope. It's a good time to share. I am not a roofer. This should be... I know you guys are out there cringing right now because I'm doing this, but this barn, I don't know if you can see over there on the cabin, we had the chance to replace this roof when we did the cabin roof. We decided not to because this little garage does not serve what we need. And I'm not so sure this is going to be here 24 months from now. This roof is pretty much done. These panels, you can see all these breaks and all these splits. This is a temporary fix. This is not a long-term fix. The wind is out. Thank you, Jesus. Whoa. I don't know that it'll hold that down. I think that'll probably just fling it. Yeah, I think it'll probably just, it's okay. I'm back enough to where I just need to put one fastener in there. I'm good.
Watching Joe the farmer get a new nose.
Well, the first one wasn't all that great to begin with. Problem solved. I think this falls under the section of what not to do, not how to. Yeah, this roof, I mean, the panel is just destroyed. So if nothing else, this panel has to get replaced because it's got cracks and everything all across it. So no, I know. Well, these are, that's solid. I mean, it's on there. So I got to get this one in there somehow. It's good enough for government work. So we have my in-laws camper. They have, they live in Chattanooga, and again, we're in Middle Tennessee if you're new to the channel, but they've had this camper for about 2 years. They bought it, and right after they bought it, unfortunately my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. So they have not been able to really use it. We're trying to get this thing set up so they can come out to the farm and spend some time with us on it. But I mean, everything has been pretty much, you know, sun drenched and just dirty. This outside is what's called Asdale, and it's just kind of like, you know, it needs some love. It's got a lot of kind of nastiness on it, and you know, it's a really nice camper though. This is actually set up for really like a retired couple, or you know, husband, wife, maybe one kid. It's not set up as like the huge family ones. It's also super easy to tow. I towed this back from Atlanta when I was with the TOIM guys, stopped through Chattanooga, came back to Nashville, and towed like a dream. But anyway, let's walk inside and show you kind of what the inside looks like and show you what's different about it. You can see there's bugs. It's been sitting for a long time. You know, campers, you can hear the air conditioning too. It's starting to cool down. Today's actually a really nice day. It's been super hot in Tennessee, like nuclear hot, but check this out. So you have a king bed in the back, and no, I'm not trying to sell you campers. This is not our camper. This is my in-laws camper. A little spider web action. But king bed, which is really unusual for a camper. Usually campers have like little tiny beds. My father-in-law's a big dude, so you know, he needs to have some space. And then what I like about this, has those ledges. When you pull up the bed, there's actually drawers and stuff under there. You can sleep somebody here if you want to, or if you're just, you know, two retirees having at it, you can use that where you eat. This is where you chill out and hang out. This turns into a bed, comes over to the TV. You know, lots of storage on here. Looks like we had some, you know, kyber crystals fall down. If you guys know what that reference is, let me know. Have a big refrigerator. Still has plastic on it, y'all. I mean, they bought this thing, and they actually bought it used, and the people that owned it originally never really used it. So this thing's kind of brand new. You know, it's really hasn't been used. It just needs some love. But when they bought it, it had all of the stuff with it. You know, had all the kind of you know, plates and everything, which something's about to jump out at me. I know it. Yeah, you got some coffee in there. That's always good. Probably have to get that cleaned out. The girls are going to get trash bags and stuff, but here's some plates and stuff, and you know, nice cabinets. They seal real good. Microwave, which we had a camper. It's kind of funny. We had a camper when the kids were really, really small, and I took it to a camper repair place to get the bearings packed on it. It was too big of a job for me to do, and it got stolen. So that was our kids' loss of innocence, of seeing all their toys and stuff get stolen. But we had the kind that had the 4 bunks in the back, which worked really well for us, but it was stolen. And you know, we were fine. Insurance took care of everything, but it just kind of put a bad taste in our mouth for owning something like this. But if you look at the bathroom, this is what makes this one different. This bathroom is humongous. So if you think, here's a little buddy. He says hi. If you look here, you can see how wide this door is. So it's almost like handicap accessible. And then coming into the shower, I'm not going to step in there because that's, you know, that needs some love. Stepping in the shower though, you know, I'm a pretty tall guy, and this is plenty of room for me, and I just think it's a really nice setup. So who knows, Holly and I may use it at some point if they let us, or hopefully this will be like their place on the farm, so they feel like they've got their own kind of little space to go to. And the air conditioning, as you can hear, is cranking, so we'll see if it gets cool in here. But today's not a real test. I mean, yesterday would have been a test. It was hot yesterday. What do you think of the camper?
I think it's nice.
He just turned 12, y'all. 12. Pray for me. Handsome young man, beautiful daughters. We are blessed. But I did notice that there's a wasp nest in here. Deep in there, you can't see it, but you know, deep in that little cavern. These things always, you know, you need to have, there's like a metal screen thing you put on them. I need to order some of those for them. And then on the outside, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about on the outside. It's got, you know, tons of storage, pass-through storage, and it's not heavy. It's pretty light. But I'm kind of impressed with how these things have gone from the one that we had. And again, that's a long time ago, but this one, to level it, these things are power, which is just unbelievable. Of course, the pop out is power, which is really nice. Has a window on the side. It's solar ready. This thing's light. Hold on, I'll show that to you. So it's got a little solar panel thing on it. I think it's like 5,000 pounds. It's not very heavy. So anyway, we're gonna get to work cleaning this thing up. The girls are back. We are ready to roll. All right, it's time to get down to business. We're going to be using this pressure washer and this wand, but also, if y'all been following the channel for a while, Greenworks sent us at one point this sprayer. So we're going to put some degreaser or like some simple green or something here mixed with water and spray that all over the outside to kind of get some of this gunk cleaned up, because you know some of this stuff is just nasty. You see, kind of when this stuff sits, it's like almost like a film. So time to get to work. Just water, not sprayed yet. Pretty big difference. But now we're going to use some degreaser and really put this thing to work. Well, I'm getting ready to find a new permanent place for this thing on the farm, but much cleaner, looking great. Holly and Lila got most of the inside all cleaned up, and out here, you can see it's much smoother. It could probably use another really good cleaning, but I mean, listen, it's been sitting for a while, and these things don't like to sit. They like to be cleaned. They like to be maintained and taken care of. So that's what we did today. And yeah, I think it looks great. I mean, it's a really nice camper, and you know, kind of showed you the inside, which inside doesn't look much different. I put the pop in back in so I can move it to another place here on the farm. We're here at Guido's. If y'all watch the channel pretty often, you know my neighbor Guido, he has a little bit better setup to kind of turn things around here. And he was kind enough to say I could use his 30-amp plug and his water to kind of set this up, because it's so hot out. You know, getting the air conditioning going while they're cleaning on the inside is much nicer than this being basically a big old hot box. So let's see if we can't find a good place on the farm to park this thing. And you know, we can always get a trailer hitch or something on the tractor, pull it anywhere on the farm if they decide to come here and stay in it. So, and they meeting my in-laws. So, all right, let's see if we can't find a place to put this thing.
So earlier today, Joe and I were out on the property picking blackberries in the heat, but now we're in the kitchen. I have Lila with me, and we've already told you guys that Lila is the cobbler chef in the house, and so she's going to walk us through a recipe that our family has used for forever. It's the only cobbler that I've ever known that was made by my grandmother, and it's easy. Like literally, I think if you Google easy cobbler recipe, it's almost identical to the one I grew up eating and the one that taught Lila to make a long time ago. So we're going to do that today. So Lila, what do we have?
Okay, so we have the blackberries that you guys picked today.
About 2 cups?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sugar, self-rising flour, that's very important. It does have to be self-rising. Any kind of milk, and a ½ cup of butter.
Okay, perfect. We are using almond milk today, and most people would use regular milk in their cobbler. We prefer the almond, and I promise if you go this direction, it tastes the same and it acts just the same when it bakes. So the first thing we've already done is we have preheated our oven to 350 degrees, because what we have to do first is we have to take our pan, and you can use anything. You can use a casserole dish, cast iron, which is lovely and is such a nice presentation and really cooks very well. But we happen to be taking this cobbler with us. So I've decided to use this Lodge Dutch oven. It is one of my words hard. It is one of my very favorite pots to cook with, particularly when we're doing something like this. So Lila, if you'll get this in the oven, we're going to get this butter melted in the bottom until it's nice and bubbly. Okay, we have bubbly butter.
We do.
Do that again.
What?
Bubbly butter.
We have bubbly butter.
We have bubbly butter.
I like that. Okay, Our butter is bubbly.
Yes, it is.
So now what, Lila?
Okay, so now we're gonna start by mixing our dry ingredients. So we're gonna start with the flour and pour it into our mixing bowl, and then we do the sugar. We're gonna mix those together before adding the milk.
And it's a cup, a cup, a cup.
Yes.
That's why it's easy.
Okay, so now that our dry ingredients are mixed, we're gonna add the milk and mix that together.
Okay. Now when you're mixing this, it doesn't have to be completely free of lumps. So lumpy batter is okay in this instance.
It is.
Okay, now what?
So now we're gonna pour this into our butter mixture.
Okay. The last step is to add the berries. Here, you need to try one. It's crazy how sweet they are. Now, these berries, your daddy and I were talking while we were picking them, they're much smaller than
They are.
what you'd buy at the store, but they are delicious.
They're really good.
And what's great is that we have so many wild blackberry plants that we can pick this many every day if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna save these for myself. All right, it's ready to go back in the oven. Meemaw would say until it's done, so we're gonna say until it's done, which is about 25 minutes. Okay, I think we're ready. The cobbler is done and looks delicious.
We're gonna serve this tonight with our favorite vanilla ice cream.
Thanks for coming along with us for this easy blackberry cobbler recipe. Again, it's easy. It's a cup of
Sugar,
a cup of
flour,
a cup of
milk.
a stick of butter. We will post the recipe below.
Teresa, wild blackberries for your 70th birthday.
I cannot think of anything better than having a big pot of wild blackberry cobbler for my 70th birthday.
When it's 105
When
degrees.
it's 105 degrees outside. Oh, no, wait a minute. Topped with vanilla ice cream.
We brought Bluebell to put on top.
I know.
We have ice cream.
I can't wait for dinner to be over so that I can have the cobbler.
Farm to table.
Farm to table. Shall I take a bite now?
Happy birthday, Teresa. We love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Scoop out.
He's got action shot there. Yeah.
Kobayashi.